the school every day, it's made a significant impact on our ability to deliver a quality instructional program to our students. With the addition of 3 staff people, we have been able to reduce what I would consider to be some unreasonably large class sizes from the year before. I think teachers are feeling less of a burden in what they are able to deliver, and I think students are receiving a better education because of that. And I think it should not be something that, as a high school principal, I take lightly, and I want to acknowledge everyone who has been responsible for supporting us in that regard. So, with that said, I think I would like to call up and ask for your indulgence to hear from our co-presidents of our parent association, Mrs. Santilli and Mrs. Pacino. They have a few things to share with you, and I think if I could, we have 4 presentations in total, and after each one, if I could just briefly introduce who's going to come up next and set the PowerPoints up for 2 of the groups that have a presentation for you. Okay? Thank you. Ladies?
Good evening. I'm Kathy Santilli, Cindy Pacino. Just want to tell you a little bit about the North Reading High School Parents Association. We are a dedicated group who work together to bring quality programs and activities to the students of North Reading High School. We rely heavily on membership dues and fundraising. Primarily, for 3 years, we've held a golf tournament, which was fairly successful, I would say. We didn't have it last year, but we are looking for other fundraisers that might help enhance the coffers a bit. In the past, we've brought some quality programs to North Reading High School, and as Mr. Bernard had mentioned, he talked about Mr. Travis Roy, and we're pretty excited that he's coming back to visit us this year. I think the students will get a really good message from him, and we do encourage you and invite you to attend. It's at night. It's at 6:30? 6:30 on November 20th.
In the gym.
In the gym. We've also brought Mr. Peter DiGiulio and his Why Say No program to the students. His presentation deals with the pressure of drugs and alcohol and why the word no is very important. We've also had the Yellow Dress presentation, which is a presentation that is concerning date violence. And we've had that a couple of times for the juniors and seniors of the school. We've also had a few other informational and motivational speakers and presentations. A few other notables for us is that we're proud to have been able to help fund the start of the Student Leadership Academy. I think that's a wonderful program that has come to North Reading High School. We're also pleased to have been able to fund several wish list items that really would benefit the students of North Reading High School. I think every department was represented in the purchases that we were able to make for them. And the other thing that we do is a quarterly newsletter that most of the articles are written by the staff and the Parents Association. We put it together, and in the past it's been mailed out to every family. This year we're going to go green, and it is going to be emailed to everybody, and it's also posted on the high school website for families to view and download. And just basically we are committed to continue, to continue to provide resources that will help provide a quality educational experience for all the students at North Reading High School. Cindy.
I was just going to briefly talk about, but Mr. Bernard covered the Travis Roy speaker we're having, which is going to be great. The self-esteem program that we're going to be putting out for the sophomores and the freshmen is still sort of in the exploratory stage right now. And as Kathy mentioned, we didn't have our golf tournament this year. Instead, we had our Spelling Hornet, AKA our Spelling Bee, that we hope this year, it was last year's for the students and the faculty. We hope this year to open it up and hope that some of you will participate this year. And we hope to turn that into more of a bigger fundraiser and hit more people in the town with it.
We definitely want to have, well, I'll speak for myself. There should be a school committee team next year.
Excellent.
If I have to go it alone, I'll go it alone. I mean, but I'm hoping I can recruit a couple school committee members.
Absolutely.
Nicole was an editor, I'm an editor, so we
English
can.
major.
English majors, so we'd like to participate in that. I think that was a great idea.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just, the students had a good time. I especially want to thank all the faculty that helped me with that. They just, I asked maybe half a dozen who right away said they would help me and do it and gave up their night to do it. And a lot of them were on teams with the students, and it was really, just overall a really successful night. Enjoyed by all, I think. Pardon me?
That wouldn't be good.
No. It, the words were challenging, so be prepared. I mean, you know.
Yes.
That'll be the first one, it's almost rare.
Here's one question.
Yes.
Is there a difference between your mission and the mission, say, of the parent organizations at the elementary schools and the middle school? I mean, same mission, but are there different kinds of things that you would fund at the high school? Just curious.
So we're a much smaller group, so we have a little more concentration. As far as funding the items that we funded, like on the wish list, it was basically whatever requests were given to us by the department heads. And we were able to, we were fortunate enough to have enough to be able to, spread it out.
As opposed to an elementary school PA, a high school PA, there's a lot more involvement when you get to a high school level of the students. The students are doing a lot of their own, you can see behind us, the students do a lot of their own committees and work and whatnot, and so it doesn't require quite the work that an elementary school PA does, whereas a much smaller group who are trying to accomplish all this, so.
Any other questions? Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We have Student Leadership Academy next, but if you could just give me a second to get the PowerPoint up. Rob, do you want to start it off? We have a number of students from Student Leadership Academy. Rob Flaherty has elected himself to be the representative to speak to you about SLAM. Come over here. You can come over here, Rob, and whoever else wants to.
And
Might just take a moment here to get this.
so I guess before we get started, I'll introduce everybody. I'm Rob Flaherty. I'm a member of SLAM, and I'm sort of, I guess, was volunteered to head up this this presentation, and we'll go down the line.
I'm Marina Galato. I'm a sophomore and part of SLAM.
I'm Erin Brooks. I'm a sophomore also and part of SLAM.
I'm Jonathan Murray. I'm a sophomore and part of SLAM.
I'm Marina Simons. I'm a junior and part of SLAM.
And SLAM stands for Student Leadership and Mentoring. There was an application process, and we all applied to be part of the program. And we were selected through a process with Jonathan, we'll talk about in a little bit. We went through a couple of training sessions to improve our leadership skills, and then are responsible now for mentoring incoming freshmen here at the high school. And our presentation. You're up. Just right button. And the purpose of Student Leadership and Mentoring is to welcome new students to North Reading High School and create a sense of belonging and familiarity. We do this through these mentoring sessions we have throughout the year, and an orientation which occurred on August 19th, this past summer, which we'll also talk about in a little bit. But we had tours of the school, things of that nature, to sort of make the incoming freshmen more familiar with what would be going on here at North Reading High.
SLAM students, it was an application process, so we all applied and the teachers chose, and we were the teachers were looking for students who were role models in the school, people who showed great behavior, people who were on time, who knew what they were doing, and would be able to help the freshmen, and that was kind of our goal, to take the cream of the crop, if you will, and help the freshmen, because that was kind of our goal. And I knew, me being a freshman last year, going through it, I definitely gave my input, and we've kind of just, I know Rob and Marina and Erin and everyone else in SLAM have tried to form it so that the freshmen get the most they can out of it. We go every other weekend. I know someone will talk about that later, and we just try to get the feedback in as much as we can to make this the best program that we could with the help of the teachers and all the students.
For our training sessions, we had how many throughout the year?
We had three.
3 throughout the year. Last year, once we were picked, and they were with Dana and Deb at the Congo Church. And basically, they just taught us how to achieve different skills for us to be better leaders that would later this year help us to mentor the freshmen and give them good advice. We learned we had to be comfortable with ourselves through different like icebreakers that we had to use that would ensure us to be the best mentors we could be. And we had to learn that everyone has different qualities, and not everyone will have the same mentoring skills to teach everyone. So they're very helpful.
She's gonna take this one.
All right, we had an orientation at the end of the summer, which before we actually had our orientation, we all met 1 or 2 times and kind of discussed our plan. And we broke up into, or first we broke up into 2 different like icebreaker groups and had group activities so we could all kind of be comfortable and just have fun with ourselves. And then after that, we broke into our individual groups, which is like us and we either have 3 or 4 freshmen that we mentor and see every week. So we broke up into those so we could meet our freshmen before the first day of school, so they could, already know a friendly face like when they came in. And we led them on a tour around the school, and we made each wing kind of a different fun thing. Like, I know our C wing was under the C wing, so kind of like fun ways to remember how to get to class and different things like that. So we just tried to make it fun so they'd be comfortable at the high school.
And throughout the year, we are meeting, as Jonathan said, every 2 weeks with our mentees, as we call them. That's going to go up to about once a month after, I think, the next time we meet with them. And it's been positive. We've been doing some of the icebreakers that we were trained in during these training sessions with them. These are some of our testimonials. And for the most part, we've had a lot of positive feedback from the freshmen. And I guess to sort of speak to that, we have a girl here, Marina Galato, who was a mentee in SLAM last year, and she is now a member. And so we're going to have her sort of speak to that.
Okay, well, last year as a freshman, I thought being mentored it really helped coming into the school, not really knowing a lot of upperclassmen. And my mentor was Marina last year. So I know we had a lot in common, and she really gave me a lot of first-hand experience on homecoming and pep rally and semi-formal, and knowing like how to go into those situations, like the mentality of everything, how everyone's going to act. You really start to become more comfortable with your whole surrounding at the school. And being a mentor it's kind of a cool experience for us too, because we get to meet a lot of younger people that we normally wouldn't have been able to meet. And it really opens us up to a lot of new different types of leadership, because you're going to meet a lot of different personalities going out into the real world, and mentoring different kinds of kids really helps you open up into that. So we really enjoy it, and we think it's a good program, so we hope to continue doing it in the future.
And I guess the next on our Distinguished Speakers series will be Dana Holt, who helped facilitate those training sessions. So we'll let him speak.
Thanks, Dana.
Hey. Might have a seat. Sit over here. To me, this is what it's all about. It's a pretty hard act to follow. Just by way of quick introduction, first of all, I want to thank John for the invitation of being here tonight and speaking on behalf of the administration, staff, and students. And my wife, who was also my partner, would have loved to have been here tonight too, but she had a previous engagement. This, to me, is what it's all about. Students taking an active role and taking charge for their school and taking a commitment to what the future of their school. But in our work over the years, we have come to realize and experience that student success and happiness is built upon the power of positive peer relationships and connections, sound character, and confident displays of leadership within the school environment. Now, a new model has emerged which supports our evidence and findings and experiences, and the 3 R's that are spoken of relative to high-quality schools are no longer reading, writing, and arithmetic. Not to discount, of course, the importance of those aforementioned 3 R's, but the new model looks at schools